Did you ever watch an old action movie where the hero knew a pressure point to hit on the villain? It's often like at the base of the neck, they'll come up and hit that pressure point on the villain, and the villain will keel over. Well, I always found that fascinating, that one small little point on the body could create a massive impact. And in Chinese medicine or in Ayurveda, they study pressure points, and pressure points are real. There's one point that you can, if you know exactly how to influence that point, it creates a massive impact on the body. And pressure points can be used to create negative effects, but they can also be used to create positive effects on the body. And I began thinking, what if relationships had pressure points? What if we knew exactly where to press into a relationship to create a massive positive impact? Because here's the deal, with so much coming at us all the time, with how busy we are, wouldn't it be awesome if we knew exactly where to press in the relationship that would create a massive positive impact in your partner? And so today I'm going to share with you 6 pressure points that you can press in the relationship that will keep your man interested forever. Check it out. Number 1 is give him your attention. You see, as human beings, we are all wired to crave each other's attention, and especially crave attention from those that matter most to us, the people we love most. When I was a little kid, I was the youngest of 4. I still am the youngest of 4. And as a little kid, you know, we would watch what my older sister and brothers wanted to watch. We'd go to the restaurants they wanted to go to. And I used to get so frustrated that I didn't have any influence or wouldn't get attention. I was this little toe-headed kid, and I'd get real mad and my face would go beet red and I'd stomp into the kitchen. And so what I learned how to do to get attention is I learned how to bite. And so I would bite my sister or bite my brothers, and they would scream, be like, "Ah, Matt bit me," and my parents would come in. And while I didn't get the positive attention that I wanted, at least I got some attention. And so my parents came up with a strategy for me to help me, because they figured out I was biting. I was 3 years old, and they taught me how to ask for the attention that I was craving. And so my dad would say, "Matthew, if you're wanting attention, all you have to do is come to me and say, 'Dad, I want some attention.'" And so I said, okay. Next day, when I was craving some attention, I ran into the kitchen and I said, "Dad, I want some tension." My dad laughed. He goes, "You want some attention?" I go, "Yeah, I want tension now." And so he scooped me up in his arms, and he was cooking, and so he gave me some attention. And men, we crave the attention of our woman. If you want to blow your man's mind, if you're going on a first date, you want to blow his hair back, you want to impress him on the first date, here's what you do. Let him talk 80% of the time. Now, I know that might be crazy, but what you're doing is you're actually giving him your attention. You're putting the focus on him. You let him talk 80% of the time, and notice what he's doing. He's trying to impress you. He's trying to woo you. He's trying to be the man he thinks you want him to be. And so you give him that attention, and then you are impressed by some of the things he's saying. It will be the best first date he has ever had, and he will want that second date with you. Because remember, the universe, it doesn't read our intention. To have a great relationship that lasts is an intention. It doesn't read your intention, it reads your attention, where you're placing that attention. So place that attention on your man in specific moments and celebrate him for what he's doing, and you'll notice that that will help that relationship and help his interest last. The second pressure point that helps keep a man's interest forever is give him micro challenges. Micro challenges. What's a micro challenge? Men, we love challenges. We love games. We love what creates that challenge. Think about men who love sports, or men who love video games, or men who love work projects. Why? Because there's a challenge. A challenge comes with a goal, a gap, and a timeline. Think about men who hit this tiny little ball. Hundreds of yards away, there's a tiny little hole, and they try to put the tiny little ball in the tiny little hole, and they will spend hours and hours and hours at this game trying to knock this ball into this hole in less hits or less strokes. The game is golf, and men get obsessed with golf. Why? Because it's hard, and there's a challenge, and there's a payoff. Well, you can use that same dynamic as a little pressure point in the relationship by giving him micro challenges. My wife is great at this. And a micro challenge could be, hey honey, I'm really craving some sushi this weekend. Would you be willing to pick some up for me? Or, hey honey, I'm really craving doing something new this weekend. Would you take me out? Or, hey honey, I've got this knot in my back. Would you be willing to work it out for me? Micro challenges is a goal, a gap, and a timeline. In other words, the goal is you're craving sushi, is to have sushi in your belly, right? The gap is you're craving it, you're not having sushi, and the timeline is this weekend. When you give your man these little micro challenges, it works wonders in keeping him interested because he's accomplishing this challenge. And the key is the payoff. And he gets that payoff with you, which is that hug, that smile, the sparkle in your eye that says, thank you, you are my man, and you did a great job. Now notice the specific phrasing. I'm craving some sushi. Would you pick some up for me? Or I'd love to do something new. Would you take me somewhere this weekend? Specific phrasing, when it's done in a feminine way, ignites his masculine energy and amplifies the feel-good power he has when he accomplishes that challenge. So if you want additional phrasing, or if you want to know what feminine attributes ignite his masculine energy, I'm going to put a free resource I created for you. I've written an ebook called 5 Feminine Qualities High-Value Men Find Irresistible. I'll link it in the description of this video. You can click that, read that book. It will serve you. It's a gift from me to you. Number 3, give him random wet kisses. Men love wet kisses, period. We love it. We love wet kisses. So random wet kisses when he doesn't expect it is at a whole nother level. It's definitely a pressure point. So you're leaving for work. You're like, hey, honey, hold on, come here. You grab his face and you give him a wet kiss. Or you get home from work and normally there's this like, hey, and the peck and whatnot. Pause him, hug him, give him a wet kiss. I promise you, you give him a wet kiss as you're both leaving for work, he's going to be thinking about you all day long. Number 4 is encourage his space. Encourage him to get guy time. Encourage him to get out of the house. Encourage him to get away and go do something that's going to stoke his masculine biochemistry. Here's why this matters. As men, we have biochemical rhythms. And the biochemical rhythm that helps us bond to you is actually influenced by us being willing and able to pull away, go do something that stokes our masculine biochemistry, and that wants to bring us back to you. I call this the law of elasticity. And it comes from hundreds of thousands of years of evolutionary programming. When we were cavewoman, caveman, and the men's job was primarily to hunt, if he didn't have the desire to go and hunt, he needed some biochemistry that would ignite him to want to go out and hunt because the hunt was hard. The hunt was dangerous. The hunt was cold. The hunt was uncomfortable. Way more comfortable to lay near the fire in the cave and snuggle up with his cave woman and just stay there. But every man feels this desire after he's spent close time with his woman to pull away and do something masculine. That's the natural law of elasticity. So a woman who encourages this, because the modern man doesn't recognize this as much. The modern man isn't required to go out and hunt in the same way. And so as his woman, one of these pressure points is you can encourage him, hey, go get some guy time. Hey, go out of here and go golfing or go play a sport or go do something. I can feel you getting restless. When you feel your man restless, encourage him to get away, and then he will fill up his tank and he will come back and he will want to be even closer to you. Now, getaway time does not mean weeks or months away. Like one woman asked, well, he's been away for a few weeks and he's just getting his guy time. No. That's him like leaving. It's not a matter of weeks. We're talking a matter of hours. Get away, have an afternoon away, and come back, and he'll want to bond with you. When you encourage this, you will stoke his emotional desire, and it will create connection with you, and he will appreciate you so much for it. Number 5, give yourself rejuvenation time. You see, this is a massive pressure point because when you are burned out, you are not at your best, and your man feels that, he knows that, and he wants you to feel good. He wants you to be happy. When you're happy, your man is happy. So this is often the hardest one to do because many women I know, many women that I coach, my own wife included, they feel guilty. You will feel guilty for wanting to get your own time. But know this, you giving yourself your own time, filling your own cup, is actually a gift to your man, it's a gift to the kids, it's a gift to those around you. My wife actually combined two of these pressure points recently. She gave me a mission, and the mission was to help her get some rejuvenation time. She said, hey Matt, I haven't seen my girlfriends in such a long time. I'm craving pool time with my girlfriends. Would you be willing to take the kids on Saturday and take them out so that I could get some solo girl time by the pool? I said, I'm on that for you, babe. Yes, I will. So Saturday came, packed up the kids, mission dad. We left, we went to the park, we went to do a bunch of stuff, have some fun. We were gone for hours. When I came back, my daughter ran through the house into the backyard, sees mom with her friends. She comes back into the house. She goes, Dad, mom and her friends are fashionals. I said, what? What is fashional? I walked outside and I saw the smile on my wife's face, the light in her eyes. She was sitting by the pool with her bikini and her friends, and they all had drinks in their hand. It looked like a Vegas scene. And I said, yep, that is fashional. Right there. And so I felt good because she felt good. So give yourself the rejuvenation time that you want, that you need, because it will absolutely help that relationship last. And number 6 is to give the relationship variety. Variety is one of our human needs. We have a need for certainty, which is consistency, but we've got another need for variety. And that only happens when you consciously infuse variety into the relationship. So I challenge you right now, I challenge you, do at least one brand new thing every month, something you've never done before with your person. So it might be creating a new drink together. You guys are going to look up a new drink, create a brand new drink you've never had before, make it at home, and cheers. It might be a new board game that you play together. It might be a new hike that you do together. It might be a new activity like pickleball that you explore with one another. Do something new, something fresh, because that freshness creates a fresh experience in the relationship. It's so important. Now, movies are so common in relationship. Why? Because every movie is a fresh new experience. You're going on a new journey, a new story neither one of you have seen or experienced before. But that's quite frankly the most mundane way to create variety in a relationship. So apart from movies, I challenge you to create at least one new thing in your relationship each and every month, and it will help fuse that fun, fuse that freshness, and keep him interested in your relationship and keep yourself interested in the relationship. So now, my question for you is, what have you found keeps the relationship interesting, keeps him interested? Go ahead and post those comments in the comment section below. And know this, we are committed to increasing love in the world one heart at a time. So click that subscribe button, click that bell, be a part of this community, increase love in your life, because we bring you fresh videos each and every week. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.